wanted to ask you about the industrial base. I know we touched on the submarine industrial base a bit, but kind of in that same framework that you had, the short-term challenges versus the longer-term ones. In the short term, I wonder how the Navy Secretariat is looking at inflation, labor issues, supply chain issues. What is most immediately affecting the Navy right now, and is there anything much that you can do about it?
Well, let me say this. Labor has been a constraining factor in performance of the defense industrial base, and we are really interested in working with our industrial partners to start to address that. If I can just pull back the scope a little bit, just remember a couple of years ago, people were asking what had happened to manufacturing in the United States. And here we are in a situation where we have fantastic places to work, where if you want to apply skills in your trades, if you want to be trained to be an electrician, to be a welder, so many other trades, we need Americans to start stepping up and getting into this line of work, and there are really good opportunities to be had there. So comparing just a few years ago where people wondered where all these jobs are going, we're growing. The industrial base is looking for good Americans who want to get into this line of business. And let me tell you, in my short time as Under Secretary of the Navy, it's been really inspiring to visit some of our shipyards and see the dedication of the workers there, and how very often it's a family business passed down from generation to generation. So also at a time when Americans are worried about their future and their careers and things like that, I just urge anybody listening to this, see what the defense industrial base has to offer you, because there really are opportunities there.
Very good. In the next year or so, there are a handful of kind of bigger multi-year contracts that the Navy is going to have to be signing. There's a 5-year contract for destroyers. Shortly after that will be a 5-year contract for the submarines. Are you seeing, as those early negotiations take place, are you seeing where labor or inflation or anything is having a major disruption in those processes?
So first of all, let me say those arrangements with industry goes to that core of the stability of the program, and also getting the returns to the taxpayer, in that we can save substantial amount by locking in these purchases where it makes sense. Let me take ships, for example. In terms of inflation, we are starting to see some impacts. If you look at even the FY23 budget, there's numbers in there for cost to complete. That basically means where Congress has given us a certain amount of money to buy ships, and for a variety of reasons, whether it's supply chain, whether it's just the vicissitudes of the world, the cost has increased, and so we're starting to see some cost to complete impacts creeping into not only 23 but future years' budget, and we're going to deal with those. But it really speaks to the need to really partner with industry on 2 tracks. Again, making sure that where we can cooperate with industry and go hand in hand into important things like expanding the labor force, we want to be there. But also there's work for industry to be done. Industry takes on a lot of responsibility to manage its supply chain well, to perform on cost and on schedule as best as possible. And we also need to hold industry accountable for delivering what it's promised.